Hello everyone, welcome back to another video here on the channel, Charles Morris. Two of the crazy things that are happening in the entire world right now. One, the Kremlin over there in Russia is now going to be casting votes on if Ukraine is considered Russian territory now. Some of the Russians have taken some of that, destroyed some of that land, and now they are right now they are going to be casting those votes on whether Ukraine is part of Ukraine is now Russian territory, and if it's not, I would be hoping that some people would decide that this is pretty stupid of Vladimir Putin, because the Russian territory is now, or the Russian army is this is gonna be a true fact here. He's losing this war right now with the Ukrainian forces, and Vladimir Putin is a war criminal that's just not even going to admit that he has been defeated. It's almost the same as how Trump, the 45th President of the United States, was not going to, he claimed victory earlier when when everything else was going on, and way before January 6th, Trump had claimed victory earlier when he was still facing his rival Joe Biden, who was there was no, at that time, Joe Biden wasn't sworn in as the 46th President of the United States during that time. And while the elections were still going on, Trump back at the White House had claimed his victory way earlier, when nobody could tell who was actually winning. So after Joe Biden had been sworn in as president, and he won fair and square, Donald J. Trump was not going to accept those results, and as an event of January 6th happening, he did this because he was not going to admit defeat. Well, this is the same thing Vladimir Putin is doing. He's not going to be admitting defeat by the Ukrainian forces. The Kremlin is going to be making some kind of vote casting on whether part of Ukraine is considered Russian territory now. I would hope they would think that that Vladimir Putin is a crazy man, because believe me, Vladimir Putin and Trump are pretty much crazy men. Okay, I think that's very, very clear here. Putin is losing this war with Ukraine. And now he wants to actually uh, call the Ukrainian territory part of Russian now. Um, yeah, there's a problem with that, man. You have already lost this war with Ukraine. It's been happening when his army had progressed through the Ukraine, and Ukraine had been putting up one big fight against the Russian army. And Ukraine had pretty much pushed many of the Russians back. Some of them have surrendered. Some of them don't see a point of actually continuing to fight this because they know they're going to lose this war. And when Putin or the Kremlin vote that part of the Ukraine territory is now Russian territory, the only thing wrong with that is that the man himself is going to be, he's going to be lying to himself. And the fact is, he's losing this war, and Ukraine is not going to become Russian territory, and even if those votes by the Kremlin are sworn in as part of the territory is now considered Russian territory, people are not going to like that. And, everybody, it's not often that countries are hunger for war greed. And I gotta be honest with you, it's pretty crazy. So, yeah, this was from ABC News that the Kremlin was going to be casting in votes to determine whether part of Ukraine is now Russian territory. And I will be providing a bit of an update video when the votes are confirmed. Because we all know what the result can be. What they actually would turn out to be, and I could pretty much bet that that part of Ukraine is not Russian territory, because Ukraine is taking that land, that territory that Russia had destroyed back, and there is no way that Ukraine is going to be considered part of Russia. Even Putin himself, before this war, had claimed that Ukraine was created for Russia. And that's because Vladimir Putin is a crazy man. And that's the point I want to make on the Russia-Ukraine war. Now, going to my second thing I wanted to be talking about in this video, a second subject. And the U.S. is going to be defending Taiwan. I mean, U.S. forces will be going into Taiwan, and they will be defending Taiwan. So, like, U.S. troops are going to be there in Taiwan, helping these Taiwanese fight this China-Taiwan war if China were to attack Taiwan. And this could end up becoming a World War III if that's what this has started to be, or would, end up becoming. There isn't really a way I would expect something like this to happen, like a World War III to break out sometime soon, because there are going to be countries that are going to be, greedy about, I mentioned war greed, and if China wants to destroy Taiwan, it's going to be for war greed. And if things get worse, China could end up picking more targets toward the Pacific Ocean, such as Australia, South Korea, and Japan. Those countries that are close to the Pacific Ocean, and this would allow China to take control of the Pacific Ocean, and this could turn into a much more ugly war than what it actually has become. Because eventually, that's what's going to happen. Now, this video is need to know information right now, because this is what could end up happening. And when it comes time that possibly the U.S. would start getting invaded by China, the U.S. won't. There's going to be a bloody fight. There's going to be a bloody fight, and as in my 9/11 special that I've uploaded, this could add to the death counts more than this deadly virus that we have been trying to combat. So, that's the point I wanted to make in this video. Because, like I said, this is need-to-know information. This is what could end up happening. And this bloody fight between China and Taiwan could end up becoming worldwide. And what I mean by worldwide is China, once they're done with Taiwan, the next target could be toward the Pacific. And if U.S. troops, when they get sent over there to Taiwan, those forces, not only is the U.S. lives going to be lost by U.S. soldiers, but the lives of people worldwide if it grows. Not only would Taiwanese soldiers die, but innocent lives would be taken. I mean, regular civilians. And we'll have to see what this outcome is from this China-Taiwan war if they invade. And that's it for today's video. Please comment, like, and subscribe to the channel, Charles Morris. And until my next video, this is Charles Morris. Have a good day. I will see you on my next video. And you know, China-Taiwan, or China is becoming a much bigger rising threat. And Russia, the Kremlin, is casting those votes in to determine on Ukraine, if part of Ukraine is considered Russian territory. Until then, this is Charles Morris. Have a good day. I will see you on my next video.